It was a clear autumn day in New York City when the skies suddenly darkened, not from clouds, but from an immense shadow that stretched across the horizon. Thousands of eyes turned upward, drawn away from smartphones and the rush of everyday life, fixating on the colossal structure that had appeared as if out of nowhere. It hung over the city like a second moon, vast and unquestionably alien. The arrival of the spaceship was silent, but its impact was deafening. Car alarms blared in discordant symphony, dogs barked frantically, and the streets filled with the chaos of a city suddenly thrust into the unknown. News helicopters buzzed around the perimeter, maintaining a cautious distance, their cameras feeding live images to an audience that now spanned the globe. Emergency services were quick to respond, barricading streets and urging people to seek shelter. Meanwhile, the world's leaders convened in emergency sessions, and the airwaves were jammed with speculation. Was this an invasion? A peaceful visit? Humanity held its breath, waiting for a sign. That sign came in the form of a communication signal, decoded within hours by a joint team of linguists and cryptographers. The message was simple and to the point: we are the Virelians. We come in peace, but seek to understand your species' technological progress. Arrangements were made for a direct meeting. The designated place was the United Nations headquarters, chosen for its symbolic representation of Earth's unity. As the appointed day arrived, the Virelians descended in a smaller shuttle, landing gracefully on the East River. Their appearance was striking, tall and humanoid, with iridescent skin that shimmered with each movement, and eyes that reflected a depth of intelligence and an unsettling hint of condescension. The world watched as the Virelian delegation, led by their commander who introduced herself as Solara, entered the assembly. Her voice, when she spoke, was clear and resonant, effortlessly filling the chamber. "We have traveled the stars and seen civilizations rise and fall," Solara began, her gaze sweeping across the gathered human representatives. "From what we have observed, your technology is primitive, reminiscent of our ancient past." The murmur in the chamber grew louder, a mix of indignation and fear. The UN Secretary-General stood, calling for calm. "We welcome the chance to show you otherwise," he said, his voice steady despite the tension. "Let us demonstrate what our primitive technology can achieve." Solara smiled, an expression that did not quite reach her eyes. "We shall see," she replied. "Show us what your civilization is capable of." As the Virelians exited the chamber, leaving a trail of whispered doubts and rallying cries behind them, it was clear that this first contact would not just be a diplomatic challenge but a test of humanity's place in the cosmic hierarchy. What followed would determine not just Earth's future, but how it would be viewed by a universe that was watching closely. The aftermath of the Virelian commander's declaration rippled across the globe, sparking a mixture of fear, anger, and determination among the world's populations. Newspapers and digital feeds were ablaze with headlines about the Virelian challenge, and social media buzzed with debates and speculation. Every nation was suddenly united by a common cause: to rise to the occasion and demonstrate the ingenuity and capability of human technology. In Washington, D.C., the president convened an emergency session with top military officials and scientific advisors. The atmosphere was tense, as leaders debated the best course of action. "We need to show strength, but also control. We can't afford to turn this into an interstellar conflict," the president stated firmly. Meanwhile, in Moscow, Beijing, London, and other capitals, similar meetings were taking place. It became clear that a coordinated global effort was necessary, and the United Nations called for a special conference to strategize a collective response. Representatives from every nation agreed to pool their resources and expertise in a unified show of technological prowess. The plan was ambitious, a multinational demonstration of Earth's most advanced technology. They would not only showcase military hardware but also advancements in energy, medicine, and environmental conservation to portray a holistic picture of human achievement. The event would take place in an isolated area, carefully chosen to minimize any potential harm while maximizing the visibility of their capabilities. A special committee was formed to oversee the preparations, led by Dr. Lena Myrov, a renowned physicist known for her work in quantum computing and energy efficiency. Under her leadership, a diverse team of experts from various fields began to work together. Their usual competitive spirits turned instead towards collaboration for a greater cause. The chosen location for the demonstration was the vast expanse of the Nevada desert, known for its remote and secure environment. The area was quickly cordoned off, becoming a beehive of activity as teams from different countries arrived, bringing with them equipment that represented the pinnacle of Earth's technological advancements. As the preparations continued, the Varillians observed with a detached curiosity their own technology so advanced that Earth's efforts seemed quaint in comparison. They traveled around the planet, escorted by government officials, visiting sites of technological interest, from Silicon Valley's tech companies to the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, their reactions ranging from politely unimpressed to mildly intrigued. Back at the site, Dr. Myrov and her team worked tirelessly. Among the technologies to be showcased was an experimental electromagnetic railgun, capable of launching projectiles at unprecedented speeds using magnetic fields, an embodiment of human innovation in military technology. This railgun was chosen as the centerpiece of the demonstration, symbolizing both Earth's defensive capabilities and its engineering ingenuity. As the day of the demonstration approached, global anticipation reached a fever pitch. Live feeds were set up to broadcast the event worldwide, with commentators discussing the possible outcomes. The question on everyone's mind was whether this grand display would be enough to earn the respect of the Varelian visitors or if it would simply confirm their initial judgments of Earth's primitive status. The stage was set, the world waited, and humanity hoped to prove not just to the Varelians, but to themselves, that they were a force to be reckoned with in the cosmos. As the day of the demonstration neared, the sense of urgency grew palpable among the world's leaders and their constituents. The previous notions of rivalry and competition between nations had quickly dissolved, replaced by a newfound sense of unity. This wasn't just about showcasing technology to the Varelians, it was about proving to the world, and to themselves, that when faced with an external challenge, humanity could transcend its differences. In Geneva, representatives from over 100 countries gathered at the United Nations office. The Assembly Hall, usually a venue for prolonged debates and diplomatic maneuvering, transformed into a command center for the demonstration preparations. Flags of the participating nations lined the walls, a vivid reminder of the world's united front in this unprecedented situation. Dr. Lena Myrov took the central stage, her presence commanding the room's attention. Behind her, a large digital map displayed the Nevada test site, with overlays showing the logistical setups and the positions where various technologies would be showcased. "We've divided our efforts into 3 primary categories," Dr. Myrov explained. Defensive capabilities, which will feature the railgun, energy innovations, highlighting our advances in sustainable power, and medical technologies, demonstrating our progress in healthcare and disease prevention. Each section was led by a specialist in that field, who gave brief updates via satellite link. The global effort was a mosaic of the world's best technologies, each piece integral to the overall picture of human advancement. Simultaneously, in Tokyo, a team of engineers and roboticists worked round the clock to prepare a fleet of drones that would perform intricate maneuvers during the demonstration, illustrating the precision and autonomy of next-generation AI systems. Meanwhile, in Germany, scientists ready to showcase of breakthroughs in fusion energy, promising a future of clean, limitless power. In Brazil, researchers prepared to demonstrate a newly developed vaccine platform that could be quickly adapted to various diseases, a timely nod to global health concerns. Each project was a testament to human ingenuity and the potential for progress when the world worked as one. Amidst the technical preparations, diplomatic efforts were also in full swing. The UN Secretary-General hosted closed-door meetings with the Varelian envoys, attempting to foster a dialogue that would extend beyond the demonstration. These meetings were delicate, with each side navigating a complex web of cultural nuances and diplomatic implications. Public interest in the event was overwhelming. Schools around the world included special lessons about the demonstration, discussing the significance of global cooperation and the science behind the technologies. News outlets ran countdowns to the big day, and social media was abuzz with discussions, theories, and expressions of hope and anxiety. As the final preparations were made, the Nevada site transformed from a barren desert into a buzzing hive of activity. Military personnel, scientists, engineers, and logistics teams worked in harmony, their efforts synchronized down to the last detail. The night before the demonstration, Dr. Myrov stood overlooking the site, the cool desert air whispering around her. Lights illuminated the technological marvels below, a symphony of human achievement, ready to be displayed. She felt a weight of responsibility not just to her own planet, but to the broader cosmos, as Earth readied itself to take its place on the interstellar stage. The unity of nations had turned a challenge into an opportunity, and as dawn approached, bringing with it the moment of truth, the world waited in bated breath to show that humanity was far from primitive. It was resourceful, it was resilient, and above all, it was united. As the dawn of the demonstration day crept closer, the Nevada test site was a frenetic hub of activity. Under the harsh glare of floodlights, teams from around the globe worked tirelessly, each contributing their own piece to the mosaic of human innovation set to be unveiled. Dr. Lena Myrov oversaw the operations, her sharp gaze missing nothing, from the calibration of technical equipment to the rehearsals of presentation speeches. The centerpiece of the demonstration, the electromagnetic railgun, was positioned prominently. It was a marvel of engineering, sleek and imposing, designed to harness magnetic fields to launch projectiles at velocities multiple times greater than any traditional firearms. Around it, technicians from the US and several European countries worked in tandem, ensuring every component functioned perfectly. The railgun not only symbolized military strength but also represented a leap in electromagnetic applications, from propulsion systems to energy transfer technologies. Nearby, a series of tents housed the Energy Innovations segment. Here, scientists from Germany, Japan, and India were setting up a small-scale fusion reactor model. The reactor was a testament to international collaboration in the pursuit of clean energy. It gleamed under the Nevada sun, a beacon of future possibilities. Adjacent to this, Brazilian and American researchers prepared displays for bioengineered algae systems capable of capturing carbon dioxide and converting it into biofuel, a critical solution to the escalating climate crisis. In the medical technologies area, a joint team from South Africa, Canada, and South Korea demonstrated their latest development in rapid vaccine production. The setup included a virtual reality station where visitors could experience the molecular engineering process in an immersive environment. This was particularly significant, illustrating not only the advances in healthcare but also the educational tools that could shape future generations of scientists and doctors. Dr. Myrov paused her inspections to confer with her team leads. Each leader reported readiness, but the tension was palpable. They were aware that the world's eyes were upon them, not just the billions watching from Earth but also the scrutinizing gaze of the Varelians, whose technology dwarfed humanity's current capabilities. Security was tight, with both physical and cybersecurity teams on high alert. The presence of the Varelians had necessitated precautions against potential sabotage or intelligence breaches. International security forces, composed of members from various nations' elite units, patrolled the perimeter and monitored communications. Meanwhile, at a temporary command center, linguistic experts and diplomats rehearsed the planned communications with the Varelians. The message needed to be clear: Earth was a cradle of burgeoning potential, worthy of respect and not to be underestimated. The scripts blended humility with pride, a careful balance reflecting Earth's hope for peaceful and beneficial relations with the Varelians. Back at the railgun site, Dr. Myrov watched as the final test firing was conducted. The air cracked with energy as the projectile shot forward, a streak of power that punched through the target with precision. Applause broke out among the team, a momentary release of pent-up anxiety. As the test crews began their final checks, Dr. Myrov looked towards the horizon. The early morning light painted the desert in hues of orange and purple, a quiet reminder of the planet's beauty and vulnerability. Today, Earth would show its mettle not through conquest but through the brilliance of its minds and the unyielding spirit of its people. With the preparations complete, all that remained was to wait for the arrival of the Varelian delegation. As the first rays of sunlight spilled over the land, casting long shadows and heralding the start of this historic day, Dr. Myrov felt a surge of hope. Today, humanity would stand united, ready to demonstrate its worth in the vast, star-filled cosmos. The dawn of the demonstration day cast a golden hue across the Nevada desert, painting the complex of technologies intense with an almost ethereal glow. The air buzzed with nervous energy, mingled with an undercurrent of excitement that was palpable among the assembled teams from across the globe. Scientists, military personnel, engineers, and diplomats mingled in a vibrant tapestry of languages and uniforms, united by a common goal. High above, media drones hummed, capturing the scene for billions of viewers worldwide. Major news networks had set up their own stations on the perimeters, reporters rehearsing their segments, ready to broadcast this unprecedented display of human innovation. Meanwhile, large screens were erected around the site, showing live feeds and prepared documentaries about the technologies on display. As the first light of day stretched over the desert, the Varelian delegation arrived. Their shuttle, a sleek, silver craft that seemed to glide silently down to Earth, landed gracefully in a designated zone near the main viewing area. The Varelians disembarked, their iridescent skin shimmering subtly under Earth's sun. They were met with a formal greeting by Dr. Lena Myrov and the UN Secretary-General, along with a select group of international representatives. The Varelians, led by Commander Solara, were escorted to a specially prepared VIP viewing area. The atmosphere was cordial, but the weight of the occasion was not lost on anyone. Commander Solara's expression was inscrutable as she nodded politely at the presentations, her eyes scanning the array of human technologies laid out before her. Dr. Myrov took the podium first, her voice steady and clear. Today, we stand before you as representatives of Earth, united in our diversity and driven by our collective pursuit of advancement and understanding, she began. We present not just our technology, but our spirit of innovation and resilience. We hope to demonstrate our potential as a valuable member of the galactic community. The demonstration began with the energy sector. German and Japanese scientists showcased the fusion reactor model, explaining its potential to provide clean, limitless energy. The reactor came to life with a low hum, its core glowing brightly behind a protective screen. Cameras zoomed in on the display, broadcasting the details to the world. Next, the Brazilian-American team demonstrated their bioengineered algae systems. In large, transparent tanks, the algae thrived, processing carbon dioxide into biofuel right before the audience's eyes. A researcher explained the process, highlighting its implications for climate change mitigation and energy production. The medical segment followed, with the rapid vaccine production technology taking center stage. A South Korean expert detailed the molecular processes involved, enhanced by virtual reality simulations that allowed viewers to see the technology at work on a microscopic level. Finally, the military demonstration was set to begin. Dr. Myrov introduced the electromagnetic railgun with a nod to both its defensive capabilities and its representation of Earth's scientific achievements. This railgun, she stated, epitomizes our dedication to pushing the boundaries of what is possible. With the world watching, the command was given. The railgun charged with a whining crescendo of power, and then, with a thunderous crack, it fired. The projectile rocketed across the desert, striking a target drone with pinpoint accuracy. The impact was spectacular, the drone disintegrating in a brilliant explosion that was instantly replayed on screens around the globe. The crowd erupted in applause, a mixture of relief and pride swelling in the air. Even among the Varelians, there was a perceptible shift. Where there had been polite detachment, there was now a flicker of interest, especially from Commander Solara. Her gaze lingered on the smoldering remains of the drone, and for the first time, her stoic expression wavered with a hint of respect. As the demonstrations concluded, the representatives mingled, discussing the technologies and their potential implications. The Varelians, previously aloof, now engaged more openly, asking detailed questions that suggested a growing respect for human ingenuity. The day had not only been a showcase of technology but a testament to human unity and determination. Earth had risen to the challenge, not with aggression, but with a clear message of peace and potential. As the sun set over the Nevada desert, casting long shadows and bathing the site in soft light. There was a sense of accomplishment, a feeling that, perhaps, this was the beginning of a new chapter in human history. As the dust settled from the successful railgun demonstration, the atmosphere at the Nevada test site shifted palpably. The initial reaction of applause and exultation among the human participants slowly gave way to a tense anticipation. All eyes, both human and Varelian, were now riveted on Commander Solara and her delegation, awaiting their response. Commander Solara approached Dr. Myrov, her expression composed but with a new gleam of respect evident in her eyes. "Your demonstration has been enlightening," she admitted, her voice carrying a hint of surprise. "We did not anticipate such sophistication. It seems we may have underestimated Earth's capabilities." Dr. Myrov, relieved yet cautious, nodded. "We hope this shows our potential not just for defense, but for peaceful collaboration. Earth has much to offer and much to learn." The Varelian commander signaled her entourage, and they convened briefly, speaking in their fluid, melodic language. The human representatives stood by, exchanging hopeful glances. After a moment, Solara turned back to the gathered Earth leaders. "We would like to propose a more in-depth exchange of knowledge," she declared. "Perhaps there is more we can learn from each other." This offer was met with immediate approval from the human delegates, who were eager to establish a meaningful rapport with the Varelians. The Secretary General stepped forward, expressing gratitude and affirming Earth's interest in such an exchange. "We welcome the opportunity to collaborate and share knowledge on equal footing," he said, extending his hand in a gesture of partnership. With formalities momentarily paused, the focus returned to the railgun site. Military and scientific personnel were busy conducting post-demonstration analyses, ensuring all data was meticulously recorded. The successful firing had not only proven the railgun's capabilities but also highlighted Earth's advances in materials science, propulsion, and energy management, areas where the Varelians had shown particular interest. In the crowd, conversations buzzed about the implications of the day's events. The demonstration had been a gamble, but it had paid off, showcasing Earth's technological prowess and strategic potential. Now, with the Varelians' attention and respect seemingly secured, there was real hope for a beneficial interstellar relationship. As the day progressed, several Varelians, including technical specialists, requested closer inspections of the railgun and other showcase technologies. Earth scientists, proud and eager to share their work, provided detailed explanations and demonstrations of the underlying principles and potential applications. The interactions were cordial and increasingly collaborative, with Varelian experts acknowledging the sophistication and utility of Earth's innovations. Meanwhile, Dr. Myrov convened with her team to discuss the next steps. "We need to prepare comprehensive briefings on all demonstrated technologies," she instructed. "Include potential applications, limitations, and areas for joint research. This is our chance to deepen this engagement and make it fruitful." The sun began to set over the Nevada desert, casting long shadows and bathing the test site in a warm, golden light. The day's events had started a dialogue that promised to expand beyond mere technology demonstrations into broader, more meaningful exchanges. For Earth, this was just the beginning. As the Varelian delegation prepared to depart, Commander Solara offered a final, thoughtful look at the human representatives. "Today has been a revelation," she said. "We look forward to learning more about your world and your people." With that, the Varelians boarded their shuttle, leaving behind a scene of cautious optimism. The humans gathered, discussing the day's success and the future possibilities, their spirits buoyed by the prospect of entering a new era, an era where Earth was no longer an isolated player but a recognized participant on the galactic stage. As the Varelian shuttle ascended into the evening sky, leaving the Nevada desert behind, the Earth representatives gathered for a debriefing. The mood was cautiously optimistic. The demonstration had clearly impacted the Varelians, prompting an unexpected proposal for knowledge exchange. Yet, everyone understood the delicate nature of the new relationship. Balancing eagerness with diplomatic caution was crucial. Back on the Varelian ship orbiting Earth, Commander Solara convened her own council. The ship's command center, a vast room with panoramic views of space and Earth below, buzzed with activity as her advisors and scientists discussed the day's events. Their technologies, while not as advanced as ours, have unique elements that could be beneficial, one of the senior scientists remarked. Especially their fusion reactor design and the railgun's propulsion mechanics. Commander Solara nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. Prepare a detailed report on each technology, she instructed. Assess compatibility with our systems and potential areas for integration. We must also consider what technologies we are willing to share in return that do not compromise our security or technological superiority. The meeting continued with strategic discussions, focusing not only on technology but also on Earth's cultural and political structures. Understanding humanity's complex social dynamics was essential for navigating this relationship. A cultural attaché presented insights into Earth's diverse societies, emphasizing the potential for both fruitful collaboration and misunderstanding. Their unity in diversity is both a strength and a vulnerability, the attaché noted. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Myrov and the International Coalition prepared for the next phase of engagement. They established a special interstellar relations committee, tasked with overseeing the exchange with the Varelians. The committee was a mix of scientists, diplomats, and military advisors, reflecting the multifaceted nature of the interactions ahead. The committee's first task was to draft a framework for the exchange, outlining what would be shared and under what conditions. Transparency about each technology's capabilities and limitations was paramount to building trust, but they also needed to protect Earth's interests. We must be cautious not to give away our advancements too freely, a senior military advisor cautioned during their first meeting. We need to negotiate from a position of strength and mutual respect. As these preparations unfolded, public interest and media coverage about the Varelian interaction intensified. Documentaries about the demonstration aired, featuring expert analyses and behind-the-scenes looks at the technologies displayed. Universities and research institutions around the world held symposiums and lectures, fostering a broader understanding of the potential scientific and societal impacts of this interstellar relationship. Commander Solara, now back in her quarters, reviewed the Earth files her team had compiled. She was particularly intrigued by the human concept of resilience in the face of adversity, a trait that Varelians valued highly. Perhaps we underestimated their sophistication not just technologically but also culturally, she mused. The Varelian leader decided to send a personal message to Dr. Myrov, expressing a genuine interest in deepening their understanding of Earth. We have much to learn from each other, she wrote. I propose we begin with shared research initiatives in energy and defense technology. I believe these areas offer the most immediate benefits for both our peoples. Upon receiving the message, Dr. Myrov felt a surge of hope. This was the confirmation she needed that the Varelians were serious about their proposal. She immediately convened the committee to discuss the response and plan the first official exchange meeting. As Earth and the Varelians took their first tentative steps toward a shared future, both sides remained aware of the vast unknowns in this interstellar endeavor. Yet, the promise of what might be achieved together offered a compelling vision, driving them forward into uncharted but potentially rewarding territory. In the weeks following the successful demonstration, the atmosphere of excitement was tempered with the gravity of the tasks ahead. Both Earth's Special Interstellar Relations Committee and the Varelian counterparts worked tirelessly to lay the groundwork for what would be a complex negotiation process. On Earth, Dr. Myrov and her team assembled in a secure conference room at the United Nations headquarters, surrounded by telecommunication setups that would facilitate secure and direct dialogues with the Varelians. The room was lined with screens displaying data, legal documents, and the proposed frameworks for technological exchange. The key points of negotiation had been meticulously prepared. The primary focus was on technology sharing, particularly in energy and defense, but there were also significant discussions to be held about educational exchanges, environmental cooperation, and even joint ventures in space exploration. Meanwhile, aboard the Varelian flagship, Commander Solara presided over a similar scene. Her advisors, experts in various fields of Varelian science and diplomacy, were ready. The ship was equipped with translation technologies that could interpret and relay communications in real time, a critical tool given the complexity of the discussions anticipated. The initial video conference began with formal greetings, each side expressing respect and a desire for fruitful outcomes. Dr. Myrov started, "We are here not just to share what we have, but to build a partnership that respects each side's sovereignty and promotes mutual growth." Commander Solara responded, "We are prepared to engage in an open and honest exchange. Our hope is that this will be the beginning of a long and prosperous relationship between our peoples." The negotiations delved into specifics. Earth proposed a shared research initiative on the fusion reactor technology, suggesting it could lead to significant advancements in clean energy for both sides. The Varelians were interested but cautious, proposing in return a joint space mission using Varelian propulsion technology, which could benefit Earth's space exploration ambitions. A pivotal moment came when discussing the railgun technology. The Varelians expressed interest in understanding the electromagnetic propulsion mechanisms, which were novel even to their advanced technology. In exchange, they offered insights into their shield technologies, which could provide Earth with better defenses against potential cosmic threats. Each proposal was discussed at length, with teams of experts on standby to provide technical details and assess the implications of sharing such technologies. The negotiations were a balancing act of offering valuable knowledge while safeguarding crucial aspects of national and planetary security. Legal teams from both sides drafted terms that included clauses on intellectual property, usage rights, and mechanisms for conflict resolution. Educational exchanges were easier to agree upon, with both sides enthusiastic about establishing interstellar academic programs and cultural exchanges that would enrich both human and Varelian societies. The environment and planetary protection topics brought a different kind of discussion. Earth's representatives shared their experiences with climate change, highlighting the importance of sustainable practices. The Varelians, whose planet had undergone similar challenges millennia ago, offered to share their environmental restoration technologies. As the negotiations concluded after several intense hours, both sides had reached preliminary agreements on most topics. They set a date for signing the treaty, agreeing to meet on neutral ground in space, aboard the International Space Station, which would be outfitted to accommodate the Varelians. Commander Solara and Dr. Myrov exchanged a look of mutual respect as the conference ended. "Today, we have laid the foundation for something greater than any of us," Dr. Myrov said. Commander Solara nodded. "Indeed, we are stepping into a new era of cooperation." The successful conclusion of the negotiations was celebrated both on Earth and aboard the Varelian ship. It marked a historic milestone, not only in terms of technological and educational advancement but in the forging of a relationship that might one day redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The historic treaty signing was scheduled to occur aboard the International Space Station, marking a symbolically neutral territory for both Earth and the Varelians. This event was not only a culmination of weeks of meticulous negotiations but also a gesture of goodwill and mutual trust between the two civilizations. Preparations for the signing were elaborate. The ISS was modified to accommodate the Varelians, who required a different atmospheric composition and gravity settings than humans. These modifications showcased the immediate benefits of the new alliance, as they were made possible by the sharing of environmental control technologies from the Varelians. On Earth, the days leading up to the signing were filled with public celebrations and educational programs aimed at preparing the world for the new realities of interstellar diplomacy and cooperation. Universities held seminars and webinars featuring guest lecturers from among the Varelian scientists who had begun visiting Earth as part of cultural exchange initiatives. Media outlets from around the globe broadcasted retrospectives on the journey leading to this point, from the first dramatic appearance of the Varelian ship to the successful demonstration in Nevada. The coverage also speculated on the future impacts of the treaty, focusing on technology, education, and the broadening horizons for human space exploration. On the day of the signing, global viewership was unprecedented. Schools around the world paused to watch the live broadcast, and workplaces tuned in, turning the event into a shared global moment reminiscent of the moon landing. Aboard the ISS, Dr. Myrov and Commander Solara were the primary signatories. They were joined by an ensemble of Earth's leading diplomats and a select group of Varelian elders, a council that rarely made public appearances but represented the highest authority in Varelian society. The ceremony began with speeches from both leaders. Dr. Myrov spoke about Earth's aspirations and gratitude. Today marks not just an achievement for our planet but a testament to what we can accomplish when we choose to look beyond our differences and work together. This treaty is not the end but a beginning, the start of a new era in human history. Commander Solara echoed her sentiments, emphasizing the significance of this partnership for the Varelians as well. We have learned much from humanity, about resilience, diversity, and the strengths that arise from them. We enter this agreement with the hope that together, we will explore the stars and face the challenges of the cosmos as allies. The signing was conducted with a traditional human pen and a Varelian inscribing tool that used molecular bonding to engrave signatures, a symbolic union of technologies. The documents themselves were a blend of human and Varelian linguistic scripts, a new diplomatic language developed specifically for this and future official communications. Following the signing, the ISS hosted a joint Earth-Varelian reception, where astronauts and Varelian delegates mingled, sharing foods from both cultures adapted to the space environment. The event was lighthearted but underscored the profound nature of the alliance. Back on Earth, the signing was met with general acclaim. Analysts highlighted the immediate benefits, such as advancements in energy technology that could revolutionize power consumption on Earth and defensive innovations that would make space exploration safer. As the celebrations continued, both humans and Varelians acknowledged the uncertainties ahead. There were bound to be challenges and resistance from various quarters, but the foundation laid by the treaty offered robust mechanisms for cooperation, dispute resolution, and mutual assistance. With the treaty now in effect, Earth began planning its first joint mission with the Varelians, targeting an unexplored sector of the galaxy. Meanwhile, the exchange programs flourished, bringing new insights and understanding to both civilizations. The new era was one of hope, driven by the shared dream of a peaceful and prosperous future in the wider universe, marking a significant chapter in humanity's ascent to the stars. Years after the historic treaty signing with the Varelians, Earth had undergone a transformative evolution. Cities had become showcases of advanced technology and architectural innovation, integrating human and Varelian designs. Renewable energy systems, based on the joint developments in fusion and solar power technologies, now powered much of the planet, significantly reducing the reliance on fossil fuels. Dr. Lena Myrov, now serving as an ambassador at large for Earth's interstellar relations, stood on the balcony of the newly established Interstellar Cultural Center in Geneva, overlooking the bustling plaza below. The center was a symbol of the new era, hosting delegations from various star systems, exhibitions on alien cultures, and educational programs that had become crucial in a world adjusting to its place among the stars. Reflecting on the journey, Dr. Myrov thought about the initial contact with the Varelians, the tense days leading up to the demonstration, and the subsequent years of collaboration that had reshaped Earth's technological and cultural landscapes. The collaboration had not only spurred technological innovation but had also enriched Earth's cultural fabric. Arts, music, literature, and more had absorbed elements from across the stars, creating a vibrant new global culture. In schools, children learned not just Earth's natural languages but also those of their nearest stellar neighbors, including Varelian. Universities around the world had established extraterrestrial studies programs, which were among the most popular courses, attracting students fascinated by the mysteries of the universe and the practicalities of interstellar diplomacy and trade. On the anniversary of the demonstration day, a public symposium was held at the center. Dr. Myrov was one of the keynote speakers, sharing insights from her extensive experience in navigating the complexities of Earth-Varelian relations. "We fired a shot not to start a war, but to bridge worlds," she told the audience. It was a shot heard across the universe, a call that we were ready to join the larger community of the cosmos. The symposium also included panels discussing the challenges that had been faced and overcome. Adapting to life with alien technologies posed significant challenges, from the basics of engineering compatibility to ethical considerations in biotechnology and AI. Yet, with each challenge came an opportunity to learn and grow. The Varelian response, initially skeptical but increasingly warm, had paved the way for other species to approach Earth. The planet was now a member of the Galactic Council, participating in decisions that affected the Milky Way at large. Earth's voice, once silent in the cosmic conversation, now contributed to peacekeeping missions, environmental recovery initiatives, and interstellar commerce regulations. As night fell over Geneva, the city lit up with displays of light and energy that would have been impossible before the treaty. The skies were regularly streaked with the trails of spacecraft coming and going, a reminder of the bustling interstellar activity that Earth was now part of. Dr. Myrov ended her day by visiting a small, quiet park that had been preserved amidst the city's modern sprawl. Here, beneath the ancient trees, she could see both the twinkling stars and the neon gleams of the city. This blend of old and new, of earthly nature and cosmic technology, symbolized the balance that humanity had strived to achieve. Reflecting on the past and envisioning the future, Dr. Myrov felt a profound sense of accomplishment and anticipation. Earth had indeed proven that its so-called primitive arms were capable of forging a path to a brighter, shared future. And as each day brought new challenges and opportunities, she knew that humanity was well prepared to meet them as an integral part of the interstellar community.